Guys, Fies here with a face shave. We will be using the PAA Tokyo Rose from the Advent calendar that came out around Christmas time. And I've got it lathered up here with my Grizzly Bay So Serious brush. The brush has a V12 Venturian knot, which is very nicely gelled. It is one of my favorite badger knots. Actually, my favorite badger knot of all time is the Venturian line that Grizzly Bay puts in their brushes, and I think Chisel and Hound is who they get these gelled Venturian knots from. Got a great lather here, like I usually do with the PAA CK6. The Tokyo Rose is a beautiful scent. It's one of my favorites out of the Advent calendar. It's got notes of rose, cherry, sandalwood, oud, ambergris, and ambergris and cardamom. And here's a card that comes with the description and the story. I don't know if you can read that. So, yeah. And it talks about where they got it, when it officially came out for the Big Shave West 3, and a whole bunch of descriptions about it. But this is a really nice scent. You do get the rose, the cherry, the sandalwood. I don't know what ambergris is like, but it's really well rounded, and I like it a lot. If Douglas is watching and you come out with this full set, I'm gonna get it. I've got my Tradere back. It was on loan from John Davis, and Scott also borrowed it. So I'm glad to have it back. It's one of my favorites. It is the open comb Tradere, or as Scott calls it, Tradere. Super smooth. I've got a first use Rapira Super Stainless. And I plan on doing a head shave. I've got a lot of fuzzy hair on my head right now. So I plan on doing a head shave this afternoon. Maybe on camera. We'll see. This trait, I was about to say Tradere. This Tradere is probably the smoothest shaver I've got. And I've got some really smooth razors. I mean, my Ambassador is really smooth. Got several smooth razors, but I could seriously do all 3 passes just on residual and not know the difference. It's not as efficient necessarily as my Blackbirds or my Ambassador, but it is efficient enough, and it's a really smooth shaver, which is what I like. It has some blade feel, but not a ton. Just right for me. It's kind of Goldilocks. There is a solid bar version of it that's a lot more mild. And basically, Shane from Blackland reached out to the guy that originally machined and made Traderes, and talked to him about possibly letting Blackland start machining them and making their own, but the same exact style and shaving characteristics as the original. And the guy was game for that. He said, "That's fine. So Shane at Blackland basically is making the same exact razors, just with the new updated machining technologies and polishing and all that stuff. It's very nicely polished, mirror polish. It's got laser engravings on the bottom that says Blackland Tradere, and then a serial number, and then made in the USA on the other side. So the handle is fairly long for my liking. I much prefer shorter handles, closer to 3 to 3.5 inch range. And the grip on this handle is not really that great, to be honest, because it's so well polished, and the knurling is so shallow. But overall, it is a fantastic shaver. I mean, it's beautiful too. It's not just, a good shaver. It's looks good. Shaves good. It is a little pricey. I think when I got it, it was around the 260, 270 mark. Maybe 250. I don't remember. But Blackland's recently gone up on their prices. I think due to COVID and all the material shortages, they kind of had to. Even Rockwell's gone up. They're a much bigger company. So, the scent, it evolves as it's lathered. I'm still getting that rose, but I'm getting more cherry now too. So, very nicely done. And we see that Douglas has started culling some scents, which just means that hopefully new scents are going to replace those old scents. And one of those scents, I hope, is this one. I know he does polls on the Facebook group and various places where he tries to figure out what scents people like and don't like. And also, I think part of the advent calendar purpose was to see what people thought of that too, of those scents. But I'll tell you right now, this is probably one of the top 3 of that advent calendar out of the 12 scents that were on there. So very nice. I'll be using more of those scents again lately, or coming up. This razor might have a little bit more of a picky angle, or it could just be me, and I'm used to several razors of mine that use a more steep angle. Um, I know Scott and John both used it and enjoyed it. And obviously I enjoy it. It's, keeper for me. So let me know if you've tried this scent in the comments. I'd like to know who all likes it or if you don't like it. And let me know if you've tried the Tradere before, whether it's the original one or the Blackland version. I kind of like hearing what you guys have used and haven't used that I've also used. He's gonna feel around. Just a little bit of buffing. If it looked kind of awkward with me shaving on my left side, it's because I'm healing a new tattoo that I got, and it's kind of tender, so it's kind of awkward shaving on the left side of my face. I do kind of wish there was a little bit more blade feel on this razor. But overall, I give it a 9 out of 10 for myself. 10 out of 10 on looks. The knurling's probably like a 5 out of 10. Shave was 10 out of 10. Efficiency is 9 out of 10, let's just say that, because it could be a little bit more efficient. But not bad. Excellent shave today. I'm going to finish rinsing off and I'll be back with the post. Alright, and I'm back. So after I rinsed off, I put the alum block from PAA, and there was a little bit of stinging, but not too bad. And we're going to finish off with the PAA Tokyo Rose. I get a lot more cherry on the splash. So rose and cherry is the prominent notes for me, but on the splash, it's cherry forward with a little bit of rose, which I love because I love cherry scents. Like a sweet cherry. So this is a very nice scent for me. Definitely one of my favorites, and hopefully it comes back in a full size. Alright, let's recap. The soap and splash we used today was the PAA Tokyo Rose from the Advent Calendar from 2021. Razor was the Blackland Tradere Back to the Den with a brand new Rapira Super Stainless. The brush was the Grizzly Bay So Serious with a V12 Venturian knot. And I lathered that soap up in the PAA shaving bowl. Alright, so thank you for watching and see you next time.